Are we good on this end?
I added everyone so they can hear his speech.
All right.
Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the court. Have a seat. All right, we'll make a few announcements and then we'll go ahead and get started. In accordance with part of, I guess, the new technology or how times have changed, I also have people on Zoom that we will be talking to this morning. So let me just make a couple of quick announcements. What we'll do is in a minute, I'll call each of you separately up to the front of the bench, and I'll either read or explain the charge that's been filed against you. And once you tell me that you understand it, then I'll ask you to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you plead not guilty, you are exercising your constitutional rights to have your case tried in this court, either in front of me or by a jury. I will tell you, prior to you getting your day in court, we have a procedure that's called a pretrial conference. It gives you an opportunity to visit with the prosecutor to discuss the facts of your case. I'm not a part of that, but what we found over the years, not just this court, but just about every criminal court in the state of Texas, it's a very useful tool. A lot of matters get resolved that way. And if you get it resolved, it's then presented to me, and if I think it's reasonable, I accept it and you're done. If you can't reach an agreement, then you're back to talk to me about having your case tried either in front of me or in front of a jury. A jury consists of 6 residents of the city of Cuero. We bring in a group of folks, and from that 6 people are selected, and they will listen to the evidence and then decide your guilt or innocence. If you want to forego that this morning and come forward and enter a plea of guilty or no contest, once I accept that plea, this is a people's court. What I mean by that is, if you have something you want to talk to me about, I'm here to listen to you. I will listen to you. I'll take it into consideration in the disposition that we made. For those of you on Zoom, if you want to go ahead, and if you do have a wind up with a fine and court costs, if you want to pay that online, you can do that. For those of you here, if you need some time and then you want to come back and pay it online, you can do that. Google City of Cuero, go to departments, be in the municipal court, type in your date of birth, and that should bring up the information so you can get that done. If you have any problems with that, please do not hesitate to give us a call. We'll walk you through it. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Arjun, good morning.
Good morning.
And you're Arjun's mother?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. You're here in court today with your son because he's of the legal age, or he's under the legal age to be in court by himself. So that's why you're here.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, what I have in front of me, it looks like on July the 1st, while he was in Cuero, he was cited for speeding, being 55 or 69 in a 55, 14 miles over the speed limit is what the citation says. Is that y'all's understanding of what the charge is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. And to that charge, then you can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. How do you want to plead this morning?
Guilty.
You gotta speak up.
Guilty.
All right, I'm going to accept that plea. So you've had that driver's license since November?
It was January.
January. Okay. How long you want to keep it?
I would hope the rest of my life.
Yeah, me too. But we got a little bit of a problem with this citation. You know, here's the thing, because of your age, you are limited on the number of of convictions of violations that you can have before you are suspended. And like I said, it has to do with the age. So what's your side of the story on this?
I mean, I'm not gonna deny I was speeding, of course. Uh, you know, um, we were just trying to get home, so
Why don't you talk a little bit louder? I'm having a little bit of difficulty hearing you.
yeah, we were just trying to get home, um, and so I was speeding a bit, and um, I don't think it's something that it was worth it to try and get home quicker. Um, so it's not something I would do again.
Well, I think you're being straight about it. Here's what I'm gonna do. I got your plea of guilty. Uh, I'm not gonna find you guilty. Instead, I'm gonna go ahead and defer this. What that means, that's a legal term that says I'm gonna give you a second shot, so to speak. I'm gonna put you on probation for 6 months, and you're going to pay a special fee, and you're going to pay the court costs. It's a total of $334. But if you have no other convictions during this period of time, at the end of the 6 months, you and I will visit again, and probably the same way we're doing it this morning, the Zoom. And if I find that there have been no other convictions during that period of time, then I have the authority and the power to go ahead and dismiss this charge, which means it will not be sent into Austin and it will not become part of your driving record.
Yes,
In
sir.
the event something does occur and I find there's sufficient evidence, then we will undo this, and the fine and the cost will have been paid, but you also have a conviction. So don't let that happen, okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Mom?
Um, just, we just have to check back in with you at the end of the 6-month period then?
Oh,
Or you'll send instructions?
it isn't quite that easy if it were just quite that easy. But in this paperless world, we're going to be sending you some paper
Perfect.
for him to fill out,
Okay.
sign, get it back to us. And there'll also be an affidavit
Okay.
and at the end of that 6 month period of time, if all the facts are true and correct, I want to have that in here. And another thing too, Mom, on these things with the youngsters, another condition of my probation, they pay the fine. No
Okay.
parents' money is accepted.
Okay.
Y'all work that out however you want to. I'm just saying,
Okay.
sometimes I think that may mean a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Thank y'all very much. I
All
have a
right.
good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You as well.
Are
Bye-bye.
you
Yeah,
waiving
no.
or requiring the DSC?
Wait,
Waiving, okay. And did you want them to return to court or just the affidavit?
the affidavit.
Just the affidavit, okay. Okay, did you want, we have two
Whoever we
others?
have up next.
Okay. This is going to be in the courtroom.
Louis Serrano. Good morning. I'm looking at a document here that says charging you with obstructed view through the windshield. And then there's a note here from this officer that says because of the front window being tinted. You understand what this is about? All right. To the charge, guilty, not guilty, no contest. Now, what have you done about this tint? Did you? Did you put it on or was it on the vehicle when you bought it? Well, there's a certain degree of it, and I don't know that I understand it. Anyway, court costs and fines total of $234. You need a little bit of time to take care of that. All right. Jamaica, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
You'll step over there. Thank you, sir.
And just want to grab, this one is going to be on Zoom. It's by Terry.
Mr. Vider, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. I'm
Okay.
assuming You meant to call Mr. Eduardo Viteri?
Say again?
I'm just checking the last name again to make sure that's me. Viteri with a V, Viteri.
That's what I have.
Okay, perfect, sir. Good morning.
All right. Let me go to the second part. What I have is alleged charge of speeding 51 in a 30. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then to that charge, you can plead guilty, not guilty, no contest. How you want to plead?
I would like to plead guilty with perhaps the possibility of exploring a deferral or for the ticket to be deferred.
Okay. Talk to me about why.
I haven't had a ticket in about 17 years, probably longer than that. Where I was speeding, I was towing a 12-foot trailer, so I really couldn't have gone that much faster. I was being safe. I mean, it's one of those things. Sometimes you pass a speed zone and it just becomes something else very fast. But I am a safe driver. I have actually no record of any kind, whether traffic or criminal or anything at all. So I think I would be a good candidate for to be put on probation and potentially deferred. I've actually lived in Texas for a really long time. I just recently lived 5 years in California. So I used to have a Texas driver license. I just moved back here, so I haven't been able to get a Texas driver license again. So defensive driving, as I've been told, for me, is not an option. And so really, as I'd hate for this to go into my insurance. So yeah, if I could get any help, I'll be much grateful for it.
Got it. I granted it. So what we'll do is it'll be a total of $334. We'll email you some paperwork giving you instructions on that. At the end of that 6 months, again, send in that affidavit if you hadn't had any other convictions during that period of time, and if the special expense fee as well as the court costs have been paid, I will enter an order of dismissal and that'll take care of it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, Judge.
Stephanie Flores. Stephanie. Good morning. How are you today? All right, I have a document here that alleges on June the 30th you were driving while license suspended or invalid. Is that your understanding of why you're in court? All right, to that charge, you can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. How do you want to plead this morning? Talk to me about what's going on here.
With the start, I'm in the process of getting my occupational license. I know you've given me time maybe to pay off what I have in my balance. But it's just me. I have not paid. I just need. What was my total balance?
She has 2 others that she's on an extension for that ended yesterday. Caitlin went to go get that file. Yeah. So she's going to get that one as well.
Well, before we get to the money thing, I'm more concerned about the question of what's the story on the driving, what's not having a license.
Well, my license is expensive for the time. I kind of like just pushed it off and just pushed it off, but I've been trying to get it back. But so I can't get it back until next year. So I'm doing my application. Like I have
Okay.
Everything.
I got you.
I have my RSP too, and pretty much everything. I just have to pay I think it was $250 to the court.
Yeah, let's see what you have. Are you working?
Yes, I just started because I live right down the road from there. I
Okay. Well, what you had here is you had 2 of them. It looks like there hadn't been anything paid yet. 90 days, which I did back in April. $296 on each one. This one's going to be $281. I'm going to put down, give you some more time. Give you 120 days on the one today. Now, on these other two, I'm gonna go ahead and, what's the latest news here on?
Sure.
Fifth or sixth?
25th.
This is the last Wednesday.
All right, these other two, I'm gonna go ahead and reset to roughly a month from today. It's gonna be the 25th of August. I want you back in here, and if you want me to continue to try to work with you, I want to see some payments on these things. Okay, you got a job now. I know you got a lot of other things going too, but these things aren't gonna go away and they need to get taken care of.
Yes, sir. What was the total on the two?
296 on two of them, 281 on today, plus today you had another 15, so that should be 296.
So you're between the three of them, you're at 888.
Any questions? All right, thank you. Good luck.
And where are you going to take these? Where do I get a copy for my?
You can get that right now. Let's get the next case.
Yes, sir. This is on Zoom. This is gonna be, the first name is pronounced.
I don't think I've had one of those appear in my court before. It was a puppy dog.
Oh, it wasn't a cat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Good morning, how are you?
Pronounced.
Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
I was commenting to one of my clerks about your backdrop on it and pretty good looking white animal you got there.
Yeah, it's a cute dog. I had a picture of myself for a while, but I figured a dog would be a better than picture of myself.
Well, I'm not going to touch that one. That's your choice. Anyway, what I got here this morning is lead speeding 60 and a 30. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
All right, guilty, not guilty, no contest.
I would like to plead guilty with possibly exploring the possibility of a deferral.
Well, I'm listening because you're 30 miles over. You're not eligible for a driver safety course. So let's talk about why I should grant that.
Well, I'm not from city of Cuero. I'm from San Antonio, and I was there for the 4th of July weekend. It was my first time celebrating 4th of July here, and I was late to the party that my friends were having, and I got caught up in the moment, and I found myself speeding. I thought the speeding limit was 45, and I was going 15 over, but it was 30, and I was going 30 over. And I've never had anything else on my record before. I just got my driver's license as well, so I would like to start up with a clean record, if it's possible.
All right, I'm going to grant that. I'm $200 special expense fee. Court costs $134. It's a total of $334. We will email you some paperwork to fill out. We need to have that back. And then since you're out of San Antonio, at the end of that 6 months, if you hadn't had any other convictions, get me that affidavit down here, and you don't have to appear in court. And you can go online and make the payment. Also, if you have any trouble with that, just let us know. All right, sir?
Yes. Do I have to make the payment today, or is it within the next 6-month period?
You can have some time to take care of it. I'm going to look at your file at the end of that period of time. And if you got it taken care of, then that's a big part of it. And not getting any convictions is another big part. So answer your question, no, you do not have to pay that today.
Got it. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
All right, you have a good day. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Judge, your last one is here in the courtroom. This one was reset for today. There are 2 of them. And then this one is set for next week's docket, but he wanted to take care of this today as well.
Mr. Squires. How you doing this morning? All right, my clerk tells me you have two on today's docket, and there's also one set for another one for next week, and you want me to go ahead and take care of all of them today. Is that right? All right, let's go through what you have. You have possession of drug paraphernalia, no vehicle liability insurance, and then displayed license plates. So do you understand each of these? All right, guilty, not guilty, no contest on the drug possession. All right, let's go to the insurance. And same thing on the license plates. All right, let's talk about these vehicle transportation violations. What's the reason for not having insurance or getting your plates or getting your inspection and then getting your tag?
For the inspection, my horn's not working. Fixing that.
Do what?
The horn's not working, so I can't get it inspected.
Okay, have you tried? Okay, well, at least you're being honest.
I used to do inspections, so I know it won't pass.
And then why no insurance?
The insurance, I paid it the next day.
You got proof?
The car was actually stolen 2 days ago, so I'm still at that right now.
All right, on the insurance, let me see the proof so we can make a copy of it.
It's on my phone.
Is there a way to copy
Oh,
it?
if we can maybe get an email, it can be emailed to us.
Can you email us? Good deal. Take care of that. You get that to us. Keep insurance in effect for the next 6 months at the end of that period of time. Let me make a note here. All right, you still live here, right? Okay. All right, so here's what the insurance does. You get that email to us, so we have in our files that you bought the insurance afterwards. By buying the insurance afterwards, my concern is that you continue to have insurance, all right? So in conjunction with that, I'm gonna set a fine of $200 in court costs, but I'm gonna defer that, which means you don't have to pay that, and we'll take a look at it at the end of the 6-month period. And if you furnish me proof that you've maintained the insurance, I will reduce that fine substantially. That's my whole thing, is to get people to have insurance. Sometimes it slips, sometimes you have things in your life, but the main thing is to get out there and have it. All right, now on the drug paraphernalia, you got a total with court costs of $581. So let's talk about the drug and the expired license plates. That's going to be probably around a little over $800. How much time you need to pay those?
It's probably 3 months or so.
There's a fee that the state of Texas adds to that of $15 for each charge. 90 days on the drug paraphernalia. You want the same on the expired license plates?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you'll just have a seat, we'll have some papers for you in a little bit. All right, looks like we have one more walked in. Valerie? Good morning, how are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's yours. I have one too.
Oh, you have one? Okay.
I do.
I know that.
Very good. All right, well, the allegation is that On June the 20th, here in the cities of Cuero, you were speeding alleged 49 and a 30. Is that your understanding of why you're here? All right. Guilty, not guilty, no contest.
Well, I actually had a couple of questions because I recently did defensive driving, and I wasn't sure if I had options on distancing the ticket because I don't live very much, and I have.
I know where you live. You live at 1906 Sam Houston, number 104, Victoria, Texas. Now tell me how you want to plead, so then once you enter a plea, then you and I can talk. I'm protecting your rights.
Okay. Well, the only reason I would want to plead not guilty is because.
Now you walked in a little late, so what happens when you plead not guilty? Then the next step is to have a
Okay. You said not guilty, guilty. What was the other one?
no contest.
Which means.
No contest and guilty. There will be a fine or some disposition made. No contest says you're not admitting or denying it.
Okay. I don't know if it's too late, but I would like to plead no contest.
All right. Okay, we're going to put down a no contest plea. And now let's talk about what you want me to consider.
Well, I have documentation that shows that I don't make very much. I only make $21,000 this year, which is only $3,000 above the poverty level. Last time I checked with my accountant, and I have my taxes also from 2020, which is the only reason why I'm trying to see if I can do volunteer work or anything else in order to pay for the ticket because I really do not have the funds for it.
Well, let me tell you what I do in my court. We had community service programs. We had various things going, and this virus pandemic just brought everything to a halt. And right now, none of that's open back up. But what I do with you and anybody else is, if you have a situation where you need some time, we give people time.
Okay.
All right.
The other time is in like I can pay this off in payment, or
That's correct. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the total amount, the fine, which includes including court costs, and then there's a delayed payment fee of $15. So it's a total of $244. And if I give you 4 months, will that work to get it paid out?
yes. But the other question I had that I wanted to ask earlier was pleading no contest. Would that mean that I would have no option in trying to get it dismissed? Because as I was driving over here, one of the reasons, and this is why I'm explaining it to you, sir, if you kind of look at the ticket, it says that it was at night. And as I've walked, I haven't lived in Victoria or in this area of Texas.
I tell you what, let's do. I'm not trying to cut you off, but you're changing your plea, and under our Constitution, you are innocent until proven guilty. I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty. You're gonna have an opportunity to sit down and talk with the prosecutor,
Okay.
and you decide. Y'all can talk that out, okay? So we'll notify you when to be back in court. Maybe y'all can do it by Zoom, save you a trip.
Okay.
Okay?
So he's not here. I wouldn't have to have to.
Well, I'm just saying, I know that the prosecutor's doing some Zoom ones, and it would certainly save you a trip from driving up from Victoria.
Okay.
So once you're notified when your pretrial is going to be set, check with the court. We'll try to help you and make it as easy as possible.
Okay. And will I get a letter in the mail that I have been for?
You're probably looking at about 2 to 3 months out.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Bye.
Then on my end.
No one else on Zoom.